You're on 94.1 FM, 3WBC, with Jerry Guirguis presenting...
Downtown, everything's waiting for you. Downtown.
And now here's Jerry Guirguis, 94.1 FM, 3WBC, the voice of the Inner East.
Hang around and let your problems surround you. There are movie shows downtown. Maybe you know some little places to go to where they never close. Downtown, just listen to the rhythm of a gentle bossa nova. You'll be dancing with them too before the night.
Hi and welcome. My name is Jerry Guirguis, presenting tonight's program interview on 3WBC 94.1 FM downtown. My special guest tonight is Drew Dempsey, Boorandara Eagles Football Club, and a Guernsey jumper number 25. Hi, Drew, and welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for giving us your valuable time. I know what it's like being one of the young generations and busy. Now,
Of course, thanks for having me.
you went to college in the USA, born and raised there, of course, and you graduated in soccer. What was college like and what year was that, Drew?
Yeah, so my first 3 years of college, freshman year was COVID, so our season didn't count.
Right,
So in America, they added another season of eligibility.
right.
So I got fifth year of soccer. So 3 years I played at Division II school in Miami. And the last 2 years I played for a Division I school in Boca Raton, Florida. So all 5 years in Florida. And I'm originally from Boston, so I went from the cold to the hot, and that's what I was looking for.
I
Yes,
love
so
Boston. Okay. So just we just wanted to know the passion behind who inspired you to pursue a career, or what was that like, and where did that come from?
yeah, definitely. So when I was little, I've always been one to always just want to do sports. I was never much of a doll girl. I'd always just want to go play soccer with all of my friends. And
Right.
it wasn't just soccer, it was ice hockey. I
Oh,
did gymnastics, dance, lacrosse, flag football. Like I did everything. So I'm very competitive.
yep.
And I actually started soccer when I was 4 years old. My aunt, Katie Dempsey, she was a coach for a really big club back
Right.
in the day. So she got
Right.
me into that, and I'd go train with the older girls, sometimes even the boys.
Yes.
And I'm super competitive, and I excelled at that sport more than the others. So my whole life, I've just been so driven to compete at the highest level possible. And I made the decision when I was about 10 years old that I wanted to play in Australia.
Is that
Didn't know
right?
didn't know anything about Australia. I just knew that I wanted to play soccer there, and now here I am. But I
Oh,
would say that my aunt was definitely my biggest inspiration. She pushed me really hard.
so what was the name against your auntie?
Yeah, my aunt Katie.
Oh, Katie Dempsey.
Yeah, she played pro in Germany and all over. So,
Oh,
and she
wow.
has her name up on the Hall of Fame at the college she went to. So she was a very good athlete, and obviously my parents inspired me. The second they saw me on the soccer field, they just committed to driving me from tournament to tournament, flying me across America for all
Wow.
these tournaments, and just providing me everything I needed to be my best.
Oh, honestly, it takes generations, of course, and so thank God for Katie and your parents, of course, because for their, everyday support is very, very important. So, have you got any other siblings that are doing the same thing, or?
My brother is now 26, and he was a big baseball player back in the day,
Oh,
but he didn't end up going to play in college. But he was a
oh.
very good athlete all around, baseball, basketball. My mom played basketball when she was younger, and my dad played football. So we're a pretty athletic family, I'd say.
Oh, well done. Well, it is a credit for us because having you over here train, which just sort of goes on to the next question. Currently you're in Melbourne, Australia, playing for Boroondara Eagles Football Club. Now, how did that happen?
Yeah, so like I said before, I knew I wanted to go to Australia, and I wasn't graduating until May. So I
Right.
actually had to fly here and finish my degree online
Oh, okay.
because the season starts in January, February for preseason. So I had to get over here the second that my season had ended.
Right,
So
okay.
yeah, I found an agent online. Funny enough, it was through TikTok,
Right.
which I don't just nowadays you find that stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
came
yeah.
across him just talking about his platform. And so I emailed him and he sent me a list of everything that I needed to know.
Right.
And I asked if I was still interested. And I said yes. So I sent him my highlight video, which is just clips of all throughout my college years, like the good things I've done on the field.
Right.
Made up like a bio, sent him a profile picture, and he
Yep.
made a profile on his website. And that gave all the coaches in Australia in VPL, NPL, and the A League the opportunity to watch my highlight video. And if they thought I was a right fit for the team, they'd reach out to my agent and then he'd let me know what money they were offering, what kind of contract. And then from there, you kind of just pick a team.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't it amazing? It is so, it used to be so hierarchical in that you had to go through the teams, you got to go through all that, but like TikTok.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it was pretty easy, not gonna lie. But definitely hard to kind of pick a team based off the coaches and stuff when I'm in America and I don't know anything about what it's like to play over here.
right.
So I had to go with my gut and obviously talk to the coaches beforehand, get a feel
Yes.
for their vibe and what kind of player they're looking for on their team. And I'd say it's safe to say that I definitely ended up where I belonged. I really like my team and my
Well
coaches and
done.
the
Uh,
environment.
well done, Drew. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. The National Premier Leagues Victoria Women's, or what its acronym NPLV Women's, is a professional women's association football league, along with the Women's NPLW, which is the National Women's Soccer League. And also there's also the National Premier League NPL. Some of them are paid professionally, and some of them are paid not in amateur volume. So you get the chance to get some. It's like some of our footballers do get a little bit, by attending and like the yeah. So is that the same case with you? Is that a contract with you?
Yeah, so each team is allowed 4 visa players, I'm pretty sure, and
Okay.
the visa players will get told how much they're getting paid. It could be per game, it could be a salary per
Right.
month, they
Right.
could be getting accommodations, they could be getting
Right.
a car, but
Right.
for every team and every player, it's completely different. So I could be getting 1,000 more dollars a month than another international on my team.
Oh, wow.
So it really just depends. It also depends on the time that you sign. So if I sign really early on before the season and I come on time, of
Yeah.
course the club has more money saved up to give
Yeah.
you. If you're joining when the season's already kind of starting and they've already dispersed all their money, it's a lot harder to get what
Yeah.
you think you deserve. So I'd say it's a tricky one about the money, and
Yeah.
obviously has to do with like the presidents, the clubs, the sponsors,
Sure.
depending on how much money they have. But at the end of the day, if you're coming here from another country for the experience, you don't necessarily think about how much you're getting paid because especially in America, you in college, you don't get paid to play. So I've been playing because I love it. And so when
Yeah.
I came here, like, yes, it's nice to get money, of
Yes.
course, now that I
Yes.
can, but I'm used to playing without the money. But
Oh,
obviously, yeah, I'm getting a bit older now, so I'd like to come here and just focus on soccer, but I do have to have a job on the side.
sure, sure. Yes, absolutely. College's life is always like that. I know that you're post grad, so well done. And keep it. We know you can't play for the Matildas. We know that because you're not Australian yet, right? I gotta ask the hard question. Will you take up dual citizenship and become an Australian soon? And will you be eligible to play for Matildas? Because the Boorandara Eagles Football Club is the hometown of Matildas.
Yeah, so obviously that's everyone's dream is to play for a national team.
Oh,
And
okay.
if it was easy to get my visa and be an Australian citizen, then yeah, I'd be pushing to probably play for the Matildas. But I'd say right now it's not really in my goals.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Right. Okay.
definitely want to play for the A League first, and that's just the league right above my league right now. So I'm trying to play my best to get scouted out by some A League coaches and feel it out.
Done. Look, I did want to, I did promise that I won't be going overboard because I just wanted to have a chat. We are so inspired by the international players and cross-pollinating and playing, and the Japanese are also in Australia doing the same thing, and there's a lot of other international players. But I did want to say sincerely thank you, Drew, for just allocating the time today and just telling us about the inside of your life and where you're going. And hopefully, we'll see you on the silver screen.
Of course, yeah, I definitely love my journey here so far. And for the younger crowd, I think if you ever even just have the thought of wanting to play overseas, work your hardest when you're younger and just go for it. Like, you're never gonna be able to go back in time. And I just hope that no one has any regrets by not going.
Yeah.
I would definitely say give it a shot because you never know where you're gonna end up. You don't like it, you can go home. But most people like it.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you so much. And I'll let you go and have a lovely weekend. Bye now.
Of course, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.